the force. All of the force you ever need right here on our show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final episode of 2020's Force February. Force. And we're going out with a bang.
Multiple bangs.
Lots of bangs. Lots of
booms, lots of bangs.
Lots of fart rockets. Lots of regular rockets. Lots of bazookas. Lots of Uzis.
Lots of Chuck Norris. Lots of eyebrows.
Lots of hair in general.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lots of badly applied darkening skinned makeup.
Lots of force.
Well, I mean, it's well applied. It's just not the right thing to do.
Fair. We have 1986's The Delta Force.
The Delta Force.
You would say that of all of the forces, this is the Delta
This is
of forces.
This is the forciest.
yeah. Who we have? Who's talking? You are.
Who's talking?
Yeah. Who are you?
I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Chuck.
All right, we've done the bare minimum of opening an episode.
We're all here.
So here we go. Alan Silvestri, play us in.
Force.
Actually, he already did play us in.
Yes, he did.
He's playing under us right now.
Yeah.
He's just waiting and ready to go. He's going to unleash it.
Yep. He was always the extra member of the Delta Force teams doing
so
stuff.
sick of that theme.
No. Why? It's going to be your number one.
It's going to be my number one hit.
That's
My
true.
first ever number one hit.
It's going to make you all the monies.
Yep, all the money.
He's going to leave us behind. You know,
He's going to go on the road touring that song, and then he's going to get real sick of it.
Yep.
But it's going to make you millions.
People are going to be real upset when they realize I can't sing.
Well, you got to auto tune that.
Yeah.
Next time we'll auto.
I think you'll hit the road and you'll perfect it.
Yeah.
And then people will be disappointed that it doesn't sound like it sounds on the record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was being purposefully cheesy on the record.
Sure.
I'm normally much better.
Sure. Fair enough. It was exactly what I asked for as the producer of the. All right, so Delta Force. What year?
Yeah.
86.
86.
Oh yeah, because we've talked about Delta Force.
The same year as Avenging Force,
which was why Chuck Norris is still not that guy, Matt Hunter.
Right, but at the same time, he
was also making Firewalker.
I think Firewalker was probably the schedule conflict because the other guy from Avenging Force is in Delta Force too.
Yeah, but he's a bit part in both movies.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not involved as much. He probably had just a lot less.
But you're probably right. It probably was Firewalker.
I would guess it was Firewalker.
Yeah.
But this is a Golan and Globus production.
It is a Menachem Golan film.
Uh-huh.
This is a guy that, thank God he didn't kill himself after the bad reviews of The Apple, because we never would have had the Delta Force.
Right. I forgot he directed The Apple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus, that movie's terrible.
And when people revolted because they got free soundtracks, I wouldn't have chucked it at the screen.
Man.
I would have kept that fucking soundtrack because it's bad. It's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not Alan Silvestri, I'm guessing.
No. It's. I think a lot of that was cocaine.
Yeah.
You know, cocaine.
Well,
Mr. Kane.
Yeah,
well,
Mr.
the
Kane.
score was George Clinton of The Apple.
Really?
Yeah. So he's done a lot of canon work, which is interesting.
That is.
Because he also...
Are we 100% sure that that's the same George Clinton as Parliament?
George Clinton?
It's got to be the same one,
It's
right?
not. It's not. I tell you right now,
That'd be
it's not.
hilarious.
Oh,
if
it
it's
might not be.
It isn't. It never has been. People always get that wrong.
No, wait a minute.
I didn't.
Wait a minute.
No, it's not the same.
No,
guy.
it's not the same guy.
No, you're right.
It's not P-Funk, man?
No, it isn't.
Wow.
People get that wrong all the time, but I never felt comfortable with correcting it because I don't know shit about Dick.
Okay. I don't know how to follow that.
Yeah. I was looking at you.
Yeah, it's not the same guy.
Yeah. So anyway, so
I'm simultaneously bummed and relieved about that. Actually,
I think most people should be relieved because most of the time, if you see music's done by George Clinton, it's a shitty movie.
Well, he also did all the Cheech and Chong movies, so you could kind of see like some way you could confuse that.
Yeah, I guess.
You could get there. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
So the Apple was
Shit.
This crazy ass musical that Menachem Golan made. 79, 80, somewhere around there, and he almost when people revolted against it because it's a revolting movie. It's a movie that you have to imagine smells bad when you look at it.
Lots of poop grenades.
Well, yeah, it's like this smells probably like an outhouse mixed with a room that everyone's had sex in the last 24 hours.
Damn.
Yeah, it's going to smell bad. It's
I've
what the
never
Apple
seen it
smells
or
like.
heard any of it.
And so he nearly won. He tried to throw himself out a window, but was
I did not know that.
convinced
Really?
not to
Oh, I
do
thought
that.
you were joking.
No, he tried to kill. He was so embarrassed. He was so upset. He nearly tried to kill himself. And thank God he didn't, because we wouldn't have the Delta Force.
Well, he's made like 100 movies.
Oh yeah,
He directed a shit ton of movies in the 60s and 70s.
yeah. Well, because he directed a bunch in Israel,
A bunch of
didn't he?
Israeli stuff, yeah. But after the Apple, he directed Enter the Ninja.
Yes.
He made a movie called Over the Brooklyn Bridge, Fool for Love, and he made the truly, I think maybe the actual best movie of his career in Runaway Train. That's a very good movie.
Yeah,
John Voight.
What?
John Voight, right?
Yeah.
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 Eric Roberts.
And I believe both John Voight and Eric Roberts were nominated for Oscars. That's an Oscar-nominated film.
That is a legit good movie, and it's based on a Kurosawa story. If I'm not mistaken.
If I'm not correct.
I'm pretty sure. But anyway, that's a good movie.
Things based on Kurosawa stories.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much anything of pop culture quality over the last 40 plus years has had some connection to something that probably Kurosawa's done or played with before. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could say that Star Wars is Kurosawa. Yeah.
The Hidden Fortress.
Yep.
Then he made the Delta Force.
Yes.
Yes, which is what we're talking about today. And he followed up the success of the Delta Force with Over the Top.
Yes, he sure did. Because he's like, at this point, I've hit the pinnacle. Fuck off! I'm making my arm wrestling movie.
Yeah. That was his dream.
That was
It was all leading to this.
Yeah.
When he made Sylvester Stallone the highest paid actor in the world.
Yep. So here's what I'm going to open with the Delta Force. My hot take, if you will. There's a lot of action movies, particularly a lot of movies that chased, what's the word I'm looking for? Chased tropes or chased kind of sentimentality of the mid 80s, like the stuff that just filled video stores, right? And Canon's certainly guilty of that. But this, I feel like, is the gold standard of them all.
Of
those cheesy action movies, like the exploitation style action movies of the mid 80s. And of Canon.
I think for me, it's probably First Blood Part 2. But I see what you're saying.
Well, because this movie is actually, I mean, like, we're watching the first, like, this movie's action is backloaded. The first half of this movie is like a fucking drama. Like,
it's real heavy.
Yeah, it's real. Yeah. It's real heavy. Like it is. You got to think about, like, oh shit, man, these guys are. These terrorists are going to do some really bad stuff.
Yeah, talk about making villains that are worth killing.
Yeah.
This movie made you really want to murder them.
Yeah, and I'm so glad that they mostly died by rocket,
Yeah.
and bazooka.
And I mean, it's
blowed up.
Yeah.
It's kind of based on real life events too. I mean,
sort of. Yeah. I mean, this right. This also comes out around the time where like global terrorism is at an all-time high,
and particularly, hijacking of planes. I mean, that was a legitimate fear in the 80s that sort of went away in the 90s, only obviously to make a
comeback.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the best word for it.
Well,
but
I think
to come in like probably the worst way.
Well, here's the thing that we learned last week, that a terrorist attack will definitely ruin your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one ruined a few days.
This would ruin like a month.
Yeah. It ruined a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it isn't just it's just been a few days or what. No, it's some time, because the Delta Force thinks they're going to go in, biff bam pow, and they're all free because there's only 2 guys on board with guns, only to find out, oh shit, there's a whole bunch of guys, and also they've secreted away a bunch of hostages.
Right.
So
replace them,
and replace them with more guns.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, okay, well, they got to stop and rethink their plan, and they got to redo the plan.
This is kind of where the action starts. We're an hour into the movie.
Yeah.
At this point,
yeah,
Delta Force shows up to take over the plane.
Right.
But a lot of the timeline of events follow very closely the hijacking of TWA 847. Like even down to when they execute the U.S. Navy officer.
Yeah.
Like that happened.
On the plane, like on a runway?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, I mean, this was really tapping into some pretty heavy Israeli and U.S. fears.
Yeah.
At the time.
Now, and some of that you can't, I mean, there's room to say that, sometimes it crosses into dicier territory, in the terms that the only friendly person, the Lebanese person that you meet, is a Christian preacher or an Orthodox.
Right.
And he's Greek. He's not even Lebanese, actually.
He's Greek Orthodox, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like, it's not, it crosses into the, we're just going to take advantage of those fears. But at the same time,
absolutely, yeah.
At the same time, like, we're not making a mini series here. We don't have time to develop a bunch of extra characters.
Right.
It is in hindsight, it is a bit irresponsible in the sense that it doesn't really truly shed any truth into it's just a little bit too black and white.
Yeah, because we even talked about it, like at one point the terrorists want them to land in Beirut, and the Lebanese guy is like, no, you can't land here, we're closed for the day. Right. Lebanon's closed. Yeah, you can't land here. And then so he ends up getting overpowered so that they land, and then later when the plane is back in that same place again, he's not going to allow the Americans to leave with their, and it's like, so you're just basically depicting this guy as just a fucking loser.
Basically, the whole plot and the whole operation, terrorist operation, if you will, from the time that they release the women and children off the plane, gets real fucking murky.
Because at that point they're already kind of losing, so now they have to be desperate.
But it's like, well, what is the plan, man? Like, what are you hoping to accomplish? They end up splitting all the hostages across 3 different sites, and the Delta Force has got to go rescue them all. But it's like, what is the end game here?
I had no idea what their political any kind of gain they wanted.
And they're a spinoff of the Lebanese army, essentially, because they don't feel like the Lebanese government is doing enough
for the Lebanese people.
So they're going to take matters into their own hands, and they're going to force the Americans to negotiate with them directly. But it's never really clear what they want to achieve.
No, because at one point they release the women and children only because they get one guy back that had a flip out at the fucking airport like a dumbass. So okay, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to approach the subject here, and it's not going to sound great. But the truth is, something that would never, ever would have happened since maybe around this time that this movie came out is a very sweaty, very nervous looking
Middle Eastern man,
probably a Muslim man, rushes up to a ticket counter and says, he must be on this plane, and starts yelling at the lady, and then decides to throw some people out of the way to board the plane.
Profusely.
Yeah.
He's never going to make it to the plane. Now, he is part of the terrorist plan.
Yeah.
But he bought his ticket late, apparently, because he's on standby.
Yeah.
Like a fucking idiot.
I haven't seen this. I don't know if I've seen this movie since I definitely haven't seen it since the 90s. I thought he was making a scene for another reason.
Right.
It was like a distraction.
There is an element to that does seem very distracty. But then when Robert Forster...
Yeah, they're like, what are we going to do?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because they're like, we carry on, is what he says. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, I think he was definitely meant to be on the plane, but he had an epic freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is part of your plan. You fail already. You got to have people you can count on if you're going to be holding guns to somebody's head.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, nowadays they'd stop the whole flight from leaving the ground.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and meanwhile, you've got some other people in on the scheme who are part of the ones loading the baggage and stalking the plane.
Yeah.
And they are slipping guns and grenades onto the plane, hiding them behind like the paper towels and shit.
Hiding them.
Yeah, right.
Just quotes.
Barely.
Right.
Barely hidden, yeah.
Can I just say right now that this movie is extremely sweaty?
Oh, so much sweat. So much sweat.
It's like the sweatiest film I think I've ever seen.
It is so, yeah. Guys are sweating through suit jackets, like sport coats.
Yeah, he looks like he has angel wings on his back.
And I think it's real sweat too, because it looks very natural.
I think a choice by the director to make it hot and uncomfortable.
I think actually they talk about that in the Electric Boogaloo documentary, because one, they filmed it in Israel like in the dead of summer or something, or like any time. I guess it's hot there a lot. Because I think it's south.
It's basically a desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're filming there. They're sitting on a tarmac. The plane has no power. There's nothing blowing, so it's going to be hot.
Yeah.
It's basically just an oven at that point.
Oof.
And it's, these people are like seriously sweating. So I will say, as much of a bad idea as it is to paint Robert Forster as
literally
paint him as a Lebanese man, that makeup stuck.
It did. It
didn't smear. It didn't. Maybelline has to be proud of their no smear.
Maybe.
Maybe it's Maybelline. But they got to be proud of their no smear. Racist makeup.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
It's funny because throughout history, you've seen like John Wayne.
Lesson, everybody.
John Wayne playing Genghis Khan, or
Ben Kingsley playing Gandhi.
Yeah, or Charlton Heston playing a Mexican.
Yep.
And you think, oh, that's a thing from a time gone by. This is 1986.
Yeah,
and a very white Robert Forster. Like, they didn't even just say, just get a good tan.
It's a good performance, though.
It is a good performance.
He looked like fucking Burt Reynolds, though.
Turd Ferguson.
Everybody heads down. This is
when I saw this in 6th grade multiple times in Mrs. Perks's class.
We're gonna have to unpack that.
I never questioned that it wasn't a Middle Eastern man.
Well, yeah. I mean, why would you?
Yeah.
I at that age, I would think like.
Again,
I thought it was Cannonball Run.
Fucking Smokey, man.
I mean, but again, though, maybe it is Maybelline, though. So maybe. But so let's unpack that a little bit, because you told a story that I cannot believe.
Well, this is true. My 6th grade teacher, St. Anthony's Elementary School.
Oh my God!
Which is no longer in existence.
Probably because they showed this movie.
Yeah,
it stuck around for quite a few decades after my day, but I don't know how long. I don't know how long Miss Perks stuck around though. But
did she get bazookaed?
But she is forever in my memory for teaching me how to diagram sentences, for being just generally tough as a battle axe. Like, she was kind of mean.
Was she a nun?
No.
Okay, well, this is a saint.
But she's a Mrs. She was a married woman.
But this is a saint something or another place.
St. Anthony's.
St. Anthony. That sounds like these people would be tough.
Teachers, most of my teachers were pretty nice. She was tough. And she was a huge fan of the Delta Force.
Which is crazy.
Like, it's so fucking weird. I was saying to them,
it's that theme song, man.
Probably. It was the 3 movies she would always show in class were the original Night of the Living Dead, the Delta Force, and the Never Ending Story.
And this was English class?
This was 6th grade. I mean, every class. We didn't change.
Every class.
We didn't change classes.
Right. Okay.
But she was she was known. Her strongest subject, if you will, was English.
Okay.
Well, it also sounds like fucking awesome movies.
But right? She had pretty good taste.
Yeah.
Never Ending Story. So, but this one, for whatever reason, was one I remember us watching the most.
That's insane.
And we had the little AV cart,
oh
with
my
the
little box TV.
with the TV, with the
and
tube
it's
TV.
strapped down.
Yeah, man, and fucking Delta Force. It was it was just in our movie collection.
This is an R-rated movie, not because of language. It is R-rated because there's some tough.
Yeah, it's probably the first R-rated movie I ever saw. Now that I think about it.
Yeah,
it's just weird. I can't get over it.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I was in 6th grade, it was like, like Romeo and Juliet. Now, okay, granted, there was nudity in that, but still, like,
yes, Olivia Hussey.
Yeah, but still, like, it was. But still, like, it was thought of as something.
That's a pretty quick scene, if I remember correctly, too.
But yeah, I watched Silas Marner or something. It's like not.
What the hell is that?
You don't know what Silas Marner is? It's like an old. It's an old novel. It's kind of a boring novel, but it's really kind of interesting as a character study. This guy gets kind of like shunned. He gets shunned from like this place that he lived, and he ends up going off and just basically living in this town and being a hermit, and basically hoarding all of his money until one day, a drunken guy and a prostitute have a baby, and they just leave the baby on his front step. And then when they realize, once that baby grows up, that she's part of like this wealthy family, because Silas Marner has all of his money stored away,
right,
they want to come back and take the kid and what she would be worth from Silas Marner. It's a good story.
I've never heard of this.
That's insane. Have you ever seen the Steve Martin movie A Simple Twist of Fate?
Sure.
Or Twist of Fate, I guess. It's based on
I don't know if
Silas
I've actually
Marner.
seen that, but okay.
It's based on Silas Marner.
You know what else is?
What's that? The Delta Force?
Leon the Professional.
That's strenuous at best. That's okay.
Huh.
But no, yeah. Anyway, the Delta Force is also based on that. Yeah. Chuck Norris is the little girl. Yeah. Lee Marvin is Silas Marner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Israelis come back for Chuck Norris and all he's worth.
Yep. And he's got to fucking bazooka them.
Yeah.
That happens in Silas Marner, by the way.
Yeah.
The bazooka.
The bazooka?
Yeah.
Bazooka's the hobo.
Yes. And the prostitute.
Yeah, together.
Yeah. When they come back after they've cleaned up their act.
Silas Marner and his buddy are standing in the street with bazookas.
Yep.
They ripped that straight from the book into this.
Yeah, absolutely they did. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So, okay, anyway, enough of that. I'm just comparing 6th grade experiences.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know where you were going with that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
This can't be right, but it also says a Black Snake Moan. It's an adaptation of Silas Warner. Black Snake
This
Moan?
is getting fucking
That
weird,
can't
man.
be right. It can't be real, can it? I don't know. You're the Silas Warner expert.
Not really, but okay. I just remember reading that book once, like 40. Yeah, I just remember reading that book like 30 some years ago.
Black Snake Moan. Somehow I just don't believe that.
I just don't believe that.
I don't think you're right, Internet. Okay. So, where the fuck are we in this episode?
Well, we are about 25 minutes in. All right. So there's some, like I was saying, it's like, there's some like pretty serious stuff in that. Like, like you had mentioned, dealing with like the present day current events of dealing with hijackings and just terrorist activity that's kind of proliferated the news. And
dude, this movie tackles themes like the Germans and their responsibility to the Jewish people 40 years after the Holocaust.
Yes. So
that is fascinating.
Right. And some of that is coming from Menachem Golan being
of course,
Israeli.
Of course.
Because so Robert Forster is like, haha, we've got machine guns and we got Uzis and grenades. You guys are hijacked.
Yeah, we're gonna blow.
You guys are hijacked,
right? We're jacking this high.
Yeah.
And then the stewardess is a German girl, and at first he's like,
flight attendant, please.
It's 1986.
Not in the 80s.
You're canceled.
Got him.
I'm done for.
Zing.
That's fucking Zingbot got on this episode. Yeah. So anyway, so she's like told, it's like, okay, find all the Jewish passengers, and she's like, what are you talking? No, basically tries to resist that, and he's like, get their passports and tell me who are Jews, and she's like, this is American flight. American passports do not have nationality on it. Maybe back then, I have a feeling these days they probably do put nationality and religious background, or there's a push for it.
They don't. They don't.
But I'm guessing there are people who may want that.
Somebody wants it.
Fair, probably there is, but they don't.
So anyway, she reluctantly takes it.
Well, they're like, read the names of the Jewish sounding people.
Yeah, because she's like, well, I don't.
It's like, well, you don't know? Why don't you just fucking read them?
Right. Well,
He's too busy hijacking shit.
Well, she does.
Jacking high and jacking low.
Yeah,
jacking low.
She doesn't.
Jack him high, jack him and I'll jack him low. Sorry.
So, like, because she doesn't take the IDs from 3 naval officers, and like, they're kind of stupid, to be honest with you, because they try to force her to take their ID. Like, hey, we don't have passports, like as loud as fucking possible.
Right.
We're in the Navy. Take these. And then she's like, shut the fuck up, assholes. You fucking assholes, shut up. Because there's a terrorist
person on the plane.
Yeah, there's a terrorist right behind her who's like, why didn't you take their passports? And she's like, well, they don't have passports. That's impossible, which is true. They can't be on that. And they're like, we're in the Navy. You fucking asshats. You idiots. Everything that happens to your friend is now your fault.
There is a moment where they mention that they know how many passengers are on the plane and they're going to count the passports.
Okay, fair enough.
So, and I think that they're aware of that and they don't want to get her in trouble by not collecting their IDs.
That's okay.
He does it at that point when he hands it over. But they made a scene about it. They could have tried to keep it quiet. Try to keep it quiet.
Right, because if these people were to take it cool, there are 3 young naval guys and 2 not very. They're the two terrorists have a little bit of a crowd control problem.
Oh yeah,
they're a little distracted. These three guys can take those two fucking guys if they just played it fucking cool.
Absolutely.
Right.
And they didn't.
And the plane could, if the Uzi goes off, the plane could get down to a safe altitude in enough time.
Yep. Exactly.
Yep.
And of course it's Uzis, because why?
Because it's the 80s and it's canon film.
It's canon. So yeah, but like she's also like, right. So you within that one character, you have that responsibility of a German person. Like, I don't want to help round up Jews.
Right.
You know,
it's exactly like, right.
And I think she even says, you don't want to go down this path.
I can't do this. I'm a German. Do you know what we did to,
well, she
6
says,
million
you
Jews?
don't want to do that. And he says, you didn't kill enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, he did. Because she says that we killed millions of Jews. You didn't kill enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
It wasn't the Robert Forster.
No, it was the other guy.
It was the really crazy
sweet,
dude.
sweaty one.
The super sweaty one who was pointing a gun all the time.
But it was also like weirdly compassionate about some things.
Right, like there was a pregnant lady
and the little girl, and
yeah, he didn't want to mess with those people. And then like when they were in the little hideout, like later, he's like making sure people were comfortable and they had blankets and they
didn't hate him
and they didn't hate like hey man, because see that's the.
Like, we just hate your government. I'm going to drive my tank into the White House or whatever. He tells us the story.
He was going to do a car bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day.
One day, Whitey.
I really thought he was calling him Whitey.
Yeah. Whitey.
Whitey. Yeah, so like he's an interesting character too, because he's that one character that also shows up a lot in these types of movies where it's like, well, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter sort of thing. But why? What were they fighting for?
Exactly. They had no plan.
Like, I can understand if they had like, well, you've got 300 of my countrymen imprisoned. We want them freed.
Yeah.
That would have been a real simple explanation.
That's a half a page explanation in the script. Come on, Menachem Golan.
Buy the book. Wrote this. Maybe it's
maybe it's in the novelization.
Oh yeah, I can get that book. It's only $7. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, it's not written. Oh, Golan's co-writer, James Bruner and Menachem Golan were the writers. Come on, guys. Two of you. One of you could have said.
I mean, it's already over 2 hours long.
Yeah, 30 more seconds wasn't going to kill us. I mean, so what? Maybe you have 30 seconds less of fire from an explosion on screen.
Right.
You know, give us something that these guys are doing. That's a good point. I don't know what these guys are doing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but really, the whole fucking point of this movie is to make you hate these guys.
Yeah.
And then that
is effective.
So yeah, it is. So that Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin can come, fuck them up. Yeah. Put some force up their ass.
Yeah. Lots of force up their ass.
We got lots of force for your ass.
Yeah, we do.
And that's the movie. I mean,
weeks of it.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
This is the end of all that force in your ass.
Yeah. Take a break. Get some ice.
Thank God.
Yeah.
It's been rough.
No, it's not. You're overreacting. It's not been rough. You've had one rough week, one rough movie. The rest of them you liked, so shut up. Anyway, now,
so when's the action happen in this movie? That's what I've been.
It takes a while.
Yeah, I've been.
There is a pre-title sequence with
helicopter explosion.
Yeah, we're like you get a sense that Lee Marvin is very much this is the rules. We're going by the book.
Right.
Yep.
Don't put yourself at risk for somebody else. Chuck Norris is very much I ain't leaving anybody
no man
behind.
left behind kind of dude. Yeah.
And so you get a little bit of that. But then the action really is the drama on the plane.
Yeah.
Because those are pretty tense scenes.
Yeah.
But the action really doesn't pick up until about an hour in.
It's about an hour.
And what happens is that eventually, basically all Robert Forster wants to do is to talk to an American with some sort of title. Like he Karens them. it's like, I want to speak to your manager, and Lee Marvin shows up. It's like, well, I guess you can talk to me.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we'll land, and then we'll let the women and children go, and you give us back that one guy who acted like a fucking asshole at the airport.
So yeah, they want to make demands to the U.S. government that, if not met, will result in the death of each of the hostages. But what demands?
They never make a demand.
They never make any demands. They never even talk to anybody.
Here's what I think ends up happening, because it's this scene right here. So they say, in good faith, we'll let your other guy that we had in custody, we'll let him join you.
Sure.
Let the women and children off.
It's a pretty shitty demand.
Well, wait. No. They had other demands, is what I'm getting at. They let the women and children off. They had other demands, and Lee Marvin was going to hear them out, but he was going to fucking rush that
Right. So
plane.
that's when the whole thing
when
went
everything
down.
when they find out from the German lady stewardess, or whatever, flight attendant,
that they loaded more men on the plane. They had to abort the mission to rescue everyone.
Right. And then when they found out that, oh shit, they were going to double cross us, I think at that point they retracted all of we're not talking to anybody. We're just going to keep these people indefinitely.
Right.
And so, and as a way of saying, oh, that's just another way the U.S. fucked us over or whatever.
Well, yeah. So Lee Marvin's storms onto the tarmac in the car to stop.
Yeah, because he can't get anybody on the horn. Yeah,
the Delta Force thinks there's 2 men on there.
Yes,
they're going to storm in and take them out.
Right.
And it was 12 men, all with machine guns. Everybody was going to die.
And I was in Algiers. They had gone from Beirut to Algiers, and then they go back from Algiers back to Beirut.
Right.
But that scene's pretty tense too, because that's when they bring the Navy man out.
Yes.
And say, "Look at what you've done."
Look what you've done as they're taxiing away. Jason, you can speak to this because you said that this
bothered me when I saw it in 6th grade.
Imagine that
6th grade class. It haunted me. It still kind of bothers me. It's the way his body falls.
Well, I'm thinking they borrowed the same dummy from Avenger Force.
It had some better weight, though. It had some better weight to it.
Oh,
it fell more naturally. It fell more naturally.
Let's put it this way: they fixed the arms.
Yeah,
but So basically, look at what you did by not hearing us out. They shoot the guy and throw him off the plane, and he's dead. He's dead before he hits the ground.
Uh-huh.
And so it's kind of oh man, it's we've really screwed up. But Lee Marvin's kind of well, we'll get him next time, kids.
Yep. Here's what we're gonna do.
Yep, and here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna do that, and we're gonna send in our best, which is Chuck Norris with bazookas. That's the plan.
Yeah. The plan is Chuck Norris and a bunch of other guys.
And so, at this point, it becomes kind of more of the run-of-the-mill action as opposed to the drama-heavy stuff.
Yeah.
And it's, Chuck Norris pretends to be Canadian, goes with Pete, which is one of the younger... I think he's the guy he saved on the helicopter.
I thought so, too, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And then, so they're pals, and it's okay, we're going to go over to Beirut. We're going to pretend like we're Canadian TV people. And there's this Greek Orthodox preacher.
Kind of an informant of some type.
Yeah, something, or at least he stepped up and said, hey, right across the street from my cemetery, there's some shenanigans.
But he had that set up.
He's got that radio set up.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
And the confessional.
Yeah, so he, which also, that's dangerous. That's real dangerous for him to be doing that business right across the street from the bad guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he hides in the confessional, because theoretically no one would just walk in there.
Right.
Well, until they do.
Yeah,
how did they sniff him out?
It was just Robert Forster being crazy, going more and more untrusting of basically anybody who wasn't with them.
When they ended up there at the school, he asked somebody.
He asked his brother.
Yeah, he asked his brother, who's over there?
Yeah, and it's that's the guy who's always been over there. He's a friend.
Should we blow it up?
Yeah, and he's no.
Right away.
He's a friend. He's been there forever, and we don't want to start that fight.
Right.
But
Robert Forster obviously doesn't give that up.
Right, and he's lost it. He's bonkers.
Yeah.
So basically he just decides, I'm going to kill this preacher. And so so they do, which means that now Delta Force has to happen now. It's like Matt Hunter. I almost called him Matt Hunter. Scott McCoy. He's like, all right, I know where everything's at.
Major Captain Scott McCoy.
Major Captain General model of modern general. Scott McCoy goes and says, all right, so here's the deal. We've got this place over here across the street from that. Somebody else says, oh, yeah, there's a school or something or some other place that they probably have some people.
And the rest are on the plane.
And the rest are still on the plane. Okay. Yep. Bingo.
X marks the spots.
Yep. Draws a map.
Draws a map.
That we never get to see, unfortunately.
Yeah. So basically, Delta Force splits into two. They blow up everything. Like, they blow up all of Beirut. Like, with reckless abandon.
Yeah, they don't give a shit.
Yeah, while proudly putting on their American patches because they're acting as official.
This is not a black op.
This is not a black op. We are here to say you fucked with us.
We fucked with you.
Your buildings are fucked.
It was kind of cool when they
your whole city is
and
fucked.
your faces.
Yeah. When they come up through the floor.
Yeah.
And they do the shot of them doing like it's like it is black ops stuff. They come up and they got the night vision glasses. The way they shot that
was cool.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, and that was probably pretty damn new in 1986 to see it from that perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at that point I kind of said this is like the world's first like PlayStation 2 game.
Yeah, it's like a video game.
Yeah, it's like, you got to go in, you got to kill the terrorists, save the
extract the
right.
You get more points for the more hostages you get out.
Yeah, but of course, they shoot one guy and he's just like blasting bullets everywhere. It's like, man, how many hostages did he end up killing?
Yeah.
But I guess none. Only one good guy dies. Oh, and that naval guy.
2 guys, yeah.
Yeah, 2 guys. That's it.
Yeah.
And they're all sad about it. It's like, dude, success. You sign up for this like fucking G.I. Joe unit.
I was wondering if you were going to die on this hill.
I am going to die on this hill. This is the hill I'm staking. Start digging my grave.
It's only one guy, everybody.
It's only one guy. Like, everybody's bummed out. It's like, there's 100 of you.
But they're just mourning their buddy, their fallen comrade.
But the movie frames it weird.
But it would feel weird for them to like cheer when one of their own just died.
But everybody else is like, hey, thanks guys, and dancing around. It's like, woohoo, and they're all like,
and they should.
Guy died.
They should. But they got to go on the next mission, and they're going to lose more guys.
Although I will say that the last time you see,
this is just another day's work.
The last time you do see Norris and Lee Marvin, they are kind of giving each other like a hey,
they
we
shake
did,
hands and stuff.
And they smile and they're like, hey, and he hops onto the plane and everything's cool, and that fucking theme song plays as everybody's yay, thanks everybody.
And a plane.
Man, you just blew by that whole ending.
No, I know.
I don't want to talk about any of this.
No. We're going to talk about that.
They blew up all of Beirut. Movie over.
We need to talk about the motorcycle.
We're gonna talk about that motorcycle because so this is a movie.
And Lee Marvin.
We got to talk about
other than the Navy officer getting executed and thrown off the plane. The thing about this movie that's always stuck with me since I was a child is that fucking motorcycle.
The magic fucking motorcycle.
He's got rockets on it. He's got like mortars on the back.
Mortars?
Yep. Muffler mortars.
I call them fart rockets.
Fart rockets.
Yep.
Oh god.
Yeah, because he lifts a cheek.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah.
They kind of go off with a thunk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a mortar.
the fartal force.
Yeah.
The Delta farts. Yeah.
There it is.
There it is. It's late. We just forced out for like a whole month there. So that motorcycle. So, I had said about an hour into this movie, it's like, Chuck Norris is going to get his hands on a motorcycle. It's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because he has rockets.
Yes.
And he likes to do wheelies.
Yes.
It's a very good wheelie bike.
He's wheeling all the time for no reason.
Yes.
He has rockets that somehow replenish themselves. He
crashes through windows.
He has fart mortars out the back.
Out the butt.
He's got a machine gun on this
does.
thing. He's also packing Uzis and firing those while he's popping wheelies. Yep. He's jumping over shit.
Yeah.
He's
going
flying into windows. Yep.
Oh my god, that's so great. Robert Forster, like so they're all like
I mean, this is truly a force of one. At this point,
this is it.
This is the realization.
Got a force of one.
Yes.
3 weeks ago, you said, "Where's my force of one?"
We get it in a Delta Force.
So it's Robert Forster is moving his Jewish captives and his Navy guys to another location because Delta Force it's here.
Yeah, we got to get out of here.
We got to get out. The Americans are blowing us up.
Yeah.
So they're moving it. And so, like, who's at the end of the road? Fucking Chuck Norris with his motorcycle.
It's awesome.
Blows one guy up. Just blows up his car.
He left like 3 hours later than everybody, and
He's
arrives
there before them.
everybody.
Yeah, he's
That's
waiting
how
for
awesome
them on the hill.
I wish he'd just been like chewing on a cigar or something,
Yeah.
just waiting for him.
Oh, yeah, like a big old stogie.
Big old stogie, yeah.
Or the Cobra toothpick or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But he's up on the hill and he sees them coming. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
And then, like, the first guy in the motorcade stops, and like Robert Forster's like, what's going on? What's going on? And the guy's like, it's just him.
Look at him.
Look at
guy.
him. And it's like, well, you stop for one man, keep going. And blows that guy up.
That guy gets blown up.
Guy gets blown the fuck.
That's the first rocket. Yeah.
The first rocket. So then he blows up another guy.
Well, they try to turn around.
Yeah.
And he drive around. He blows up the car in the front of the motorcade on that side. So now they're trapped.
Yeah,
That
now they're
reminded
trapped.
me of like a Benny Hill scene where
Yep.
they're all backing up and like.
Yep.
You could have played that music. Just play.
Exactly.
Or what if you just played the theme song really fast?
Yeah, some guy tapping an old man on the head.
So the rest of Delta Force shows up to get the hostages.
I'm dizzy now.
Yeah, that was pretty
That's
good.
the best laugh I've given Chuck in a while.
That is.
Nearly broke me.
So the rest of Delta Force shows up to get the hostages. Forster makes his way to this guy's house.
Yeah.
Just some guy's house. And he's playing the TV, but nobody's there. Like maybe the guy
got, like dinner on the table. It's like
my guess is they saw the explosions
That's
and
what
like
I
we're
thought.
out of here.
They
Now, what's
were-
just funny because there's dinner on the table, but the Chirons. So then we're going to talk about the Chirons because it says it's 5:50 a.m. and it's it's afternoon sun.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he's going in. Robert Forster's looking through, sees a baby crib, and he's looking in the rooms. Nobody's there. He's like, okay, all right, so I'm here.
Safe.
And then you see out the window something that looks like the shape of a Chuck Norris on a motorcycle
because
getting closer and closer. And then through the window, and
first he stops at the door and he's like, "Miss me."
Yeah, miss me.
Which I think this is the first time he ever saw this guy. Maybe.
Yeah, he didn't know. He did.
He did see him kill the Navy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and he would have saw him at the top of the hill.
yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
He's like, "Miss me." Sorry, I didn't.
No, that's good because then he's like circling the play. Like, oh
He's
man,
like a shark, man.
Yeah, he's circling the wagons, but the wagons is just the house.
Yeah.
He's circling
He's circling the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's leaving some nasty donuts in the yard.
He's getting ready to shoot some fart rockets eventually.
Yes.
So he goes blasting through the window on the motorcycle, jumps off the motorcycle, and just beats the shit out of Robert Forster.
Yeah, he karates him pretty good for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, not just that, but he's like grabbing him by the fucking shirt and just like wailing on his
He's
face.
pulling him in as he's punching
Yeah.
at him. Yeah, those are good. That's force. That's a real Delta Force in that house.
He's a real force of one. So he's like, just wailing on him. And then he gets back on the bike and goes outside.
Yeah, why does he do that? He's like, I'm going to leave for a minute and just go.
Well,
he
he throws Robert Forster through the window
And Robert Forster tries to get in his car.
and tries to get the machine gun in the car. And he comes out. He comes busting out,
the window.
kicking through the window, and hits the door and breaks his arm.
Yeah.
Basically. So now it's like, okay, so I'm going to get back on my bike because I feel pretty good that he's pretty sufficiently subdued at this point. He gets out on the bike and just kind of comes out.
Stares at him.
He just stares at him for a little bit.
Mean mugs that dude.
And then he like kind of turns around
Lifts a cheek.
Yeah, and Robert Forster's like, all right, I'm going to pick up this gun.
Yeah, he starts to pick up the machine gun.
And he's like, he can only use one hand, so he's trying to position it, and like Chuck Norris looks back and he's like, boom!
He's got some ridiculous aim with those fart bombs.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Are they fart rockets?
Fart rockets.
Fart rockets, yeah.
Okay, fart rockets.
But they're more like mortars.
They're mortars, because his little
it said mortar
rocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rockets out the front, mortars out the back.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? I want to open
That's biologically true.
Yeah. I want to open a bar on a military base called
Rockets and Mortars.
Rockets out front, mortars in the back.
Okay. Yeah. That's a little long name.
Well, but it will be I guess Rockets and Mortars would be the actual name, but maybe in parentheses.
Yeah, little the emancipation of one Jeff Arbuckle.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even know the full title of that fucking movie.
Me neither.
No, you do, obviously.
Yeah, apparently I do.
So anyway, he blows that guy up, but now like the rest of the Delta Force has to get back to the plane,
right?
Because the pilots are on the plane, but it's being guarded, and also I guess the Lebanese are now just fucking cool with these terrorists.
Yeah,
I
right.
They kind of have to be. I guess they could have brought in their army.
Well,
get the hell out of here.
Robert Forster's commanding general is his brother.
Yeah.
And he tries to convince him to give up the women and children earlier when they're in Tehran or in Beirut. But now he's on his side. He's like, "Good job, your mission will be a success."
Yeah, that's so weird. I don't understand the politics of these people.
And then there's also they make mention of the Ayatollah wants to talk to Robert Forster and congratulate him. Talk about like next steps, but that never happens because the Delta Force gets there first.
Well, Chuck Norris was at the top of the hill, and they're all like, "Let's go back to Beirut."
Right,
and that's the Benny Hill scene.
Because that's right. That was when they were going to see the Ayatollah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
The Ayatollah Assahola.
Ayatollah Yasser Fatty Fats. I don't know. Was he an Ayatollah?
He's the Ayatollah now, isn't he? Yasser Arafat.
Well, back then it was Khomeini, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Because they had a little picture of him next to the radio.
There were pictures of him everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. It's just like if this movie would have been in America, it would have been that picture, that fucking Ronald Reagan picture. That would have been everywhere.
Yeah.
Would have been in every room.
Yeah.
Yep.
And probably was in some of the Delta Force base scenes.
Right.
But anyway, so like the rest of Delta Force is going to sneak in across the cotton fields, which that was weird. Why is it like...
So they could sneak in,
I guess, but like a cotton field, like you would never think of
a cotton field, right?
Like a cotton field right next to an airport, or like in a whole nother side of the world.
Yeah,
I mean, cotton, I guess, is everywhere.
Yeah,
but
they're not
whatever.
allowed to have cotton over there.
No, fuck
Jerks.
off. That's ours. That's ours.
That's our cotton.
Yeah, cotton. Wait a cotton picking minute. What's that doing there?
Nailed it.
You're making me cotton weary.
He waited for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate Scream at all times.
So they get onto the plane, but the people guarding it realize what's up, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta go stop that plane!" So they start shooting at the plane, and here comes Chuck Norris on that fucking motorcycle.
Yeah, he replenished everything.
Like he found one of those glowing little boxes of ammo, ran over it. He got all of it.
He got the
loot.
loot.
Video game.
It is.
It just replenishes his ammo.
Yeah,
found his loot.
and so he blows up those guys.
Yep.
With both fart rockets and front rockets.
Yeah, he gets them good. And machine guns.
And machine guns.
He unloads everything.
Real machine guns, because there's fucking flame coming off those things. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Because he's also on the motorcycle, so like the flames are blowing back at him. It's like, oh man.
He's also doing wheelies.
He is wheeling it up and then doing more wheelies. And he's got to go catch a plane.
Wheelie.
Yeah.
Got a plane to catch.
Yeah, he's got to go catch a plane. Because that plane is taxing out. Because Lee Marvin's like by the book. He's like, we gotta get the fuck out.
We got people to save.
Late.
Yeah, it's like he's always late. We gotta go because all of the Lebanese army that hasn't been blown up by the guy we're waiting on will be here.
Yeah.
and they're going to blow us up for being here.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
He's a force of one. We can leave him here.
Yeah. He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And he did.
Well, he figured out how to get on the plane.
Sure did.
But
if they left him there, he would have
figured that out too.
With this beard.
Yeah.
So they get on the plane. Everybody's happy. They go flying home to Israel, which is their next stop, which is just down the road a bit.
Their friends are in Israel. Yeah.
Yeah, all the wives, all the family.
Israel is a friend of the U.S. government.
Right, because Robert Vaughn, who also is in this movie for 2 scenes.
Yeah, it's weird.
Robert Vaughn's is like the president of Delta Force. And he's like, okay, you're going to be based out of Israel because they're friendly and, they'll help us. They have intel.
They'll give you anything you need to complete
anything you need, which includes a boat one point.
A bunch of Jeeps, that magic motorcycle.
That magic motorcycle.
I assume that's from them. I don't know.
Some of it's probably Delta Force property, but I mean, also, I would expect the Israelis, because they often have like fucking commandos and shit, they probably have a magic motorcycle.
Yeah.
Because the people who went after the fucking Nazis after World War II, they fucked those people up.
Yeah. I don't doubt it.
Yeah. Watch that movie Munich.
Okay.
So they fuck up those guys. They do. You know what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Daniel Craig shows up. And
Daniel Craig does show up.
And he fucks them up. Anyway, so...
and Eric Banel shows up.
Okay. Eric Bana. Okay.
Banel.
Yeah, well, that's a joke you would make. I don't know why you're giving him that look.
Right, why can't he just work with us?
Yeah.
I don't
Too much butt today for him.
Yeah, do you not
more butt?
Well, I'm saying,
do you not like Eric Bana?
he's kind of boring, which is why I called him Eric Banel.
Like banal?
Okay, I thought you were making a butt joke.
No,
he was an ass or something.
I think that was like a double entendre.
Double
entendre. Anywho, so yeah, the Delta Force wins the world. So we got some things to talk about here. In particular, our 2 lead actors and their
facial hair.
Yeah, because everybody knows that Chuck Norris's beard is like
the source of his power.
Well, it is all of Delta Force and then some.
Yeah.
So just having him doubles your Delta Force.
Chuck Norris's beard is like Sam Elliott's mustache, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
It is an entity of its own.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
It gets its own acting gig sometimes and brings Chuck with it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because Chuck's not that great of an actor, but that beard is killing it.
Yeah.
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 He didn't have that beard in Force of One.
He didn't.
That's why he wasn't so forceful.
Yeah.
Could be.
That's why he needed help.
Mm-hmm. That's why he needed his always eating secretary.
Yeah.
To help out.
Yeah.
Push some papers.
Yeah. But what about Lee Marvin's eyebrows?
Those are crazy.
They're insane.
Yeah, they are. Let's see. Chuck, you said they are.
I likened them to cat whiskers.
Yeah, he can figure out what he can fit through.
Yeah.
With those things. I said that, it's like what,
it's like an extrasensory perception. I said
they enter the room before him.
Yeah, and I said that they go 3 weeks into the future. Yeah, so they come back and say what's going on.
And Jason said they're wizard.
They're wizard eyebrows. Yes,
and what you call them.
Lee Merlin.
Lee Merlin.
Yes.
And he was the one who created that bike.
Yeah.
It was the eyebrows.
I didn't want to give that up yet. But he was.
Yes. The magical bike.
No, we can give it up now. I didn't want to get up earlier.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough. So it all connects. Yeah. So the question came down to what's more powerful, the eyebrows or the beard?
Jason already said he has an answer. He hasn't.
I already know what the answer is. I know what his answer is.
I gotta go with the eyebrows.
I knew it. I knew he was going to say that.
I gotta go with the eyebrows. They are something.
They're
otherworldly.
Well, they are just, they are.
And it's Lee fucking Marvin.
Fair enough. But this is
on a lesser man, I would probably say Chuck Norris's beard, but it's Lee Marvin.
Lee Marvin's like, those are just old man eyebrows.
But they're spectacular.
So this is funny. I have to bring this up at this point. If you heard my phone go off, somehow it picked up eyebrows. I knew it was you going to say that. And then it brings this result.
What?
We're the Millers. What are you going to do about those eyebrows?
That's weird.
That's weird.
So my phone was listening to us. Sorry.
Oh, great. Thanks, Google.
Great.
No, she's
now it knows everything.
Again. Yeah. It's going to report back to the mothership.
Yeah.
So did you pick yet?
No, go. I was going to wait for you.
Well, he's of course going to pick the beard.
Okay, so I get to break the tie then.
Yes, I'm picking the beard because here's the thing. Lee Marvin's great. He's a little past his prime in this movie. Chuck Norris is in his prime, and that beard becomes legendary.
I don't care, man. Lee Marvin led the Dirty Dozen. His eyebrows win.
And that's fine. But Captain McCoy, Captain General Major McCoy,
has a bitchin' bike.
Is leading the shit now.
Fair.
He's out in the field. He's risking his life. He's doing it with that beard. He's got his own fist.
Listen. If Lee Marvin's eyebrows created the bike that Chuck Norris destroyed everyone with, then the eyebrows win.
It's true.
At least in this instance.
Lee Merlin.
Maybe not in...
Logic wins here.
Yeah, the annals of history,
but he also used foot power and fist power to beat the he didn't have to have the bike. That was just for added sprinkle. He beat the fuck out of Robert Forster.
But without the bike,
himself.
he would have been left behind.
He would have gotten one of those dune buggies. He would have been driving around one of them dune buggies.
Look, I spent way more time staring at Lee Merlin.
I did too.
I'm gonna say I can't.
Lee Merlin.
He's Lee Merlin now.
Me too.
Way more time. Like they stole all the scenes they were in.
Absolutely.
I couldn't pay attention to anything else. I'm serious. They were majestic.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Fair enough. But you know what? You've got to take down that fucking A Force of One poster over your bed now.
Oh, wow. Have I betrayed?
You betrayed it.
Chuck Norris?
You've got to take down that fucking poster. You can't.
Do I have to put one up of Lee Marvin and his eyebrows now?
But the poster is like those little fuzzy, like it's got like it's not
it's
like
felt,
flat. Yes.
Just put felt eyebrows like Lee Marvin's on Chuck Norris on the poster.
Oh, dude, he's gonna
double him up.
Yeah,
he's gonna run himself
all blackened out anyway.
He's gonna run himself raw.
Some eyebrows in there.
Yeah,
he's gonna run himself raw with that. He's gonna light a fire in his pants from all that work he's going to.
Skin burn.
Yep.
So, well, that would be a fitting end to Force February, wouldn't it?
A bed on fire from. Now remember though, there was some crazy eyebrows in Avenging Force through the little when the Pentangle showed up. Yeah. And they're all wearing their ski mask, and that one guy's eyebrows were sticking out.
And also the guy's mustache.
Oh, yeah. Leather Daddy's mustache. And Captain Crunch's eyebrows.
He had some old man eyebrows. Mm-hmm. Not quite on the level of Lee Marvin, but
they were sticking out because of the mask.
Yeah.
Lee Marvin's eyebrows were like what Jack's beans would have grown.
I agree.
Yeah. I mean, they magic eyebrows.
If we dig up Lee Marvin, do you think his eyebrows are still there?
Oh, you mean like literally digging up?
Oh my God, maybe.
Yeah.
Because like you always see like the skeletons with the hair, but you never see their eyebrows.
Yeah.
Like, do you think his eyebrows eventually got to the point where he became his comb over?
Yes.
Where he just combed them back?
Dude, that is a brilliant idea. I'm gonna start growing out my eyebrows.
Just think real hard on it. Yeah. You were like that one guy in Delta Force.
Yeah, that was
just staring off in the nothing. It's like, yeah, he's working.
They panned away from the dude
just to come back for him to be making
still
this
there, face.
like he's a mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not a real dude.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that Lee Marvin's still alive.
No, I'm looking for. I just Googled actors with long eyebrows because I'm curious if anybody even comes close.
Oh, there's some guys. There's some guys.
Some people have very dark, eyebrows.
Bushy. Yeah.
Bushy, like Eugene Levy, caterpillar eyebrows. Yeah. But those aren't the same.
There was a guy in this that
long. These are long, like eyelashes are long. Eyebrows. Yeah. Yeah.
Eyebrow shelf.
There was a guy riding around with the guy who ended up dying. Pete.
He had a unibrow. Yeah.
So this movie's got weird facial hair all over it.
He did. I thought one of his eyes were closed, but it was just his unibrow.
Right.
He looked like, what do you call those things? Never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. A force of one eyeball. Cyclops. He looked like Cyclops.
What more do we have to say about one of the greatest action movies of the 80s?
You wanted to talk about the fact that they always said it was like 2:30 in the morning, 2:30 a.m.
The chirons, yes.
But it was
What the hell is a chiron?
broad daylight.
That's the stuff that shows up at the bottom that tells you a place or a time.
Does it stand for something?
No, it's the word chiron.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I did not know that word.
So okay, yeah, because some people
Right
call it subtitles, but that's not. Subtitles are for dialogue.
I've always called them macables.
Macables?
Macables.
He's pulling our macables. Yeah.
I always call them ball bags.
You're ball bagging. No, chirons. They're the things that tell you where
Fart rockets,
like place and time.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
Yeah, and also like news will use it for like this is so and so and he is such and such.
Fair enough.
KYRON. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't know how to spell. I've always tried to figure out.
There was one secrets of chirons where it is like 2:30 a.m. and it's broad daylight. It's a shot of the Pentagon, I believe.
Yeah,
and it's
broad daylight.
Broad daylight. Then it's another shot, and it's dark out of the Pentagon, and then it goes back to the Pentagon.
Right, because once
it's daylight again, and it's all this like within 1 hour.
Yeah, what happens is that when the plane gets hijacked at the beginning, people start calling saying, "Oh, this stuff is happening," and then they say, "Okay, so here it's." It's here at 2:30 a.m. because it's whatever time in the morning or in the afternoon in Greece where
it was 2:30 a.m. everywhere.
Yeah,
at that point in the movie,
right? And so like sometimes it was like pitch black, sometimes it was like light,
but they got their locations mixed up.
Yeah, or something.
With what should be dark and what should be daylight.
Right, because then later, like I said, like Robert Forster's off to see the Ayatollah, and it's 5:50 a.m., but it's like afternoon sun.
Yeah,
it's up high.
There is a moment when Chuck Norris stares into the rising sun, where it makes sense. About 5:30 a.m. Yeah, it would be sunset or sunrise, but yeah, you're right. 20 minutes later, it's broad fucking daylight.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like the sun's like at peak position. Yeah. And so it's just it's silly. And what I found out about that, or what I thought about is it was in the same style of type and font as the subtitles. And it looked like it was tacked on. Because this movie was in full screen and not in widescreen, like it didn't have its normal place to be. So what they did was they rewrote them, and maybe they fucked up.
Yeah,
like they mistyped the time.
That's what you call a fuck up.
That's what you call a fuck up.
That's what you call a fuck up.
Yep. You're so proud of that last movie. Turned out it wasn't at all.
It's a fuck up. That's what you call it. That's all I got.
All right. Chuck, anything left for
let's
February?
Let chirons be chirons.
Oh. Well, this has been a forceful February.
It has indeed.
It's time to put the rest, the Force films.
Oh, I feel like we should play the music at the end of Saturday Night Live right now.
No.
The sad music.
Oh yeah, let's all gather on the stage and like hug and
hey, you guys have been awesome.
Wave to our live studio audience.
Like G. Smith now, maybe with that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's like, hey man,
credits roll on Force February.
Yeah, it's been a great month. It's like too bad that like the second or the last third of this episode.
We'd like to thank our guests, Michael Dudikoff, Chuck Norris.
Yeah,
some other people.
Congressman Larry.
Lee Marvin's eyebrows.
Lee
Marvin's eyebrows. He's always coming through.
Leather Daddy
came through. Captain Crunch.
Kabuki Samurai Man.
Yeah, the guy, Deep Space Nine Man. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah, man, it's been a great week. Good night.
The restaurant where the karate types hung out at.
Oh, the karate
that's
types.
A great restaurant.
Yeah, that's a great. They provided all the bulgogi for the
That's a bunch of bagolgi.
Yeah. For the episode. So yeah, it's been a great February. It's been a great Force February. I don't care what Jason says. He liked 3 out of the 4 of them. I agree. Chuck had it. Well, you've seen only 3 of the 4.
Yeah.
You were not there for Avenging Force. How do you feel
about Avenging Force?
About the month.
I thought it was great.
All right. See, he liked Invasion Force. I thought it was fun at times.
It was fun at times. It was fun at times.
Yeah.
Yes. All in all, I don't feel like we truly had a big turd.
No, we didn't. We really didn't.
And I think we found interesting things to talk about in every episode.
Yeah.
We didn't have a Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li moment.
That's not a moment. That's like a long pause.
It was a long moment. Yeah. It was paralyzing.
Yeah, we worked it out. We worked that big
all
turd
in all,
out.
a success.
Yeah, we'll do this again someday. But I want to find other movies, like movies with cop in the title, or vengeance, or samurai. Samurai sounds fun. Ninja. Oh God.
Yeah.
We could get into some dark waters there with like some Godfrey horror.
You know what I'm excited
Godfrey
about though?
Movies.
I'm excited for March. You know why?
What's up?
Because we're gonna watch some good movies.
He's talking like the Delta Force, like chopped liver.
A good movie.
Yeah.
We're good movies, like thoughtful movies.
Hey, you know what's next?
Fartsy movies.
Artsy fartsy.
Not so much fartsy.
No, you said not so much artsy, so I said, oh well, fartsy. So I get my movies in there.
But they're
that's in April though. The fartsy movies.
We have some fartsy ones in April. But March is a good, very diverse month.
Yes, we kick it off with a little bit of a game of hide and seek.
Yes.
So one of our favorite movies of 2019.
Correct.
Yep.
That should be fun.
That'll be a lot of fun.
That should be a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah. So check us out in a week.
We let him go. We let Alan Silvestri go. He's gone. He's going to do it. He's busting.
Oh, you should mention.
Talk about that.
We should mention Alan Silvestri.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
real star of this movie.
Truly, he's the fourth section of Delta Force.
Yep.
Man, his music is constantly playing in this movie. Mm-hmm. Like there is something either underneath, like building to action, or it's the fucking theme song just blaring away, which is like, I mean, you've heard it all month here with lyrics by Chuck Moore.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you mentioned too that it for years was the
it was the opening
music for the Indy 500. Yeah.
Yep. I mean, like I remember, like from about 1988 until into the 2000s.
Yeah.
It was the open. It was like. It was all about the action and the drama of the speedway and how things could change in a moment, and it's like, yeah, that was the theme song of every Memorial Day weekend.
I mean, it gets the heart pumping. It's the blood racing. I mean, it's a good action theme, but it is just overbearing at times.
It's overused.
Nah, it's perfectly awesome.
I know, every time. By the end of that movie, and the credits were rolling, I wanted to kick the and I honestly liked the theme, but I heard so much of it.
It's a lot.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. Alan Silvestri is going to be just playing drums behind my eyelids. Like, he's going to wait for me to get up to go to the bathroom, and it's going to be like,
now you're peeing in the toilet.
Yeah, I'm going to be singing my life in that song.
Realistically, it's going to be, oh shit, I got to get up to pee. You get to the toilet, it's still kind of under there.
And then when
you whip it out and you're like, oh, come on. I know I got to go. Come on, prostate, wake up. And then finally the stream starts. That's when it bursts in.
And you're like, oh.
Pissing now.
Got a good stream going.
Pissing right now. Wake up the whole family with that shit.
Yeah. But everybody will be excited, It's like, oh my God, he's peeing.
Yeah, everyone will be behind me, like clapping and
waving at you,
waving,
and I'll be somber because one of my soldiers is dead. I don't know where I just went.
What was that like?
I'm trying to figure out the metaphor.
Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? He's gonna have to. He's gonna be leaving one of his hairs behind.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
because that happens to guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, people. It happens to guys.
Animals.
Oh, we are. All right. So next week, ready or not?
Yeah. Here we come.
You can't run.
You can't hide.
We're gonna find you.
Mm-hmm.
With that force in your ass.
Yes.
All right. So Chuck is going to ultimately take us out. But before then, you'll find episodes of Film Seizure, Monster Mondays, 00 Saturdays articles are all over at filmseizure.com. Friday mornings, go over to bmovieanima.com where you can see me probably, talking shit about something.
Probably covering another Force movie at some point.
Someday, maybe someday. Oh, I do want to say I did cover Delta Force, and at one point I did posit the idea. Now, of course, this was years ago, like Robert Forster was still alive back then. I was like, do we really know that the person who claimed to be Robert Forster was really Robert Forster? Because I kind of feel like Chuck Norris maybe killed him during Delta Force, like really killed him during
Paul
Delta Force.
McCartney situation.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
Or like a Dave situation with like Kevin Kline, where you
Dave Ben. Oh,
Dave.
That's where I went to.
Dave Ben. Anyway, so I'm not proven wrong. I know the person who said he was Robert Forster passed away recently. I'm not convinced that he didn't die in 1986.
Could be.
From a fart rocket.
From a fart rocket.
Yep.
It's a hell of a way to go.
Boy.
Yep.
It's a stinky way to go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so until next week, I am Jeff Arbuckle.
I'm Chuck Moore.
I am Jason Oliver, and you have been listening to Film Seizure.
There's some force for that ass. Lots of force in your ass. Did I sing that out loud? Good thing nobody's around for that force in your ass. I'll see myself out now.